Time for rolling.
The right targets. That is one trade. T-Tigers is still pretty healthy. Tries to jump in. He finds one. This is a big turnaround for Liberation X. They might get the third. They might find an ace here onto Lost Boytov. Surrey Strike is not enough. The Gauntlet goes down. He might go for Donna Twips. He's got to get one. He's got to get two. Lost Boytov!
Oh, Lost Boytov, he does it. He gets the 2 versus 1 turnaround under the turret.
He lives
This man is a god.
Hey guys, real quick, I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about our sponsors and a few more other announcements I would like to start out with. We do have our artwork, our podcast logo, our little artwork there with Lance drinking his coffee on Redbubble. Redbubble is a place that makes like some products like, you know, laptop stickers, iPad stickers, like all those type of stuff, coffees, phone cases, a lot of different products. You know, there's a markup on them, but it'd be really awesome if there's something you guys want. If you want our logo, if you're a true fan, if you're big fans of ours and want to support us, we do get a percentage of everything that's sold there. So I had all the links are going to be in the show notes, so you can always go over to Redbubble, maybe buy some laptop stickers, support us that way. Put us on your phone or your tablet when you're playing Vainglory. You can always see the Time for Rolling crew. The other announcement I want to make right now is going to be the Patreon page. We just launched the Patreon page. It is live. It's still a work in progress. I'm still adding and changing things. So if you see something you don't like or a mistake that you think needs to be fixed, make sure you message me and let me know. But Patreon is going to be a great way for us as content creators to maybe allow some of the listeners that feel like they can support us to have a chance to maybe donate a few bucks here and there. And there's some rewards on there, some fun things we may want to do with some of our Patreon. So if that's something you feel obligated, then go ahead and go over our Patreon page in the show note links. Patreon.com/Time for Rolling, TFResports. I'll make sure the link's there so you can get to the right place. If not, that's totally awesome as well. If you just like our podcast and like the content we create, you can always like and share and retweet it and tell your friends. We believe the biggest way to support us is truly by the word of mouth and spreading it to everyone else and any of your Vainglory friends that are, you know, true competitive fans. So that'll be much appreciated. So we're really excited to have the Patreon page launched. Of course, our other great friends over at Mobile Esports. Really excited for 2018 with them, especially with everything Vainglory. Cannot wait to see what they have in store for Vainglory in 2018. Hopefully a lot more community events, maybe even some more tournaments, definitely with 5v5 once it gets started. But Mobile Esports, great company that focuses on all things mobile gaming. They love the future of mobile gaming. They think it is the future. And they do a lot of other great community events and other games as well. Critical Ops is currently finishing up right now. It may be actually, I think it finishes the 13th. That's this weekend. Gangstars versus Nova, so definitely two Vainglory teams we are aware of there. So you can always go over there and check out all the tournaments and all the streams they have on YouTube and Twitch. So another shout out to Mobile Esports. Our last friends is NACL, and we're going to talk a lot about NACL in this episode, actually.
What's up?
It's me.
What's shaking, Bacon?
Just got done working out, Bacon.
What'd you hit today?
Today was cardio cool down. Nothing but stretches. Talk about a great freaking day.
Cardio stretches. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds lit.
Drinking my G Fuel energy now. Get my energy.
Aren't you supposed to do that before?
Nah, man. This is my recovery formula.
Oh, okay.
Trying to get that energy before I go out tonight, you feel?
Where are you going?
You know, hitting up some local bars.
Sounds like a blast. You ready for the snowstorm this weekend?
I was informed that the snowstorm is not a snowstorm anymore. We'll see what turns out. I've heard that it's going to be warmer than expected, and we're going to get less snow, a little more freezing rain, but a lot more just rain.
Yeah,
We'll see what
probably.
happens, though.
Probably true.
I was really excited. I was wanting 12 inches. That'd be lit.
Yeah, that would be lit.
Let's go. Blast off.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Time for Rolling Esports, the weekly podcast that brings you Vainglory Esports. From predictions to recaps and analysis, we present to you the best in professional Vainglory. Now here's your hosts, Endless and Crude Sloth. It's
Time for rolling.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? And welcome to Time for Rolling Esports, episode 75. We are back for another day of Vainglory Esports talk and other random things that Crude and I feel like discussing. How's it going, Crude?
It's going pretty good, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. Are we preparing for the supposable winter storm that's going to be hitting this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I originally heard like 12 to 14 inches. Now it's down to like 3 to 7 inches. So probably by Friday, Saturday when it's supposed to hit, it'll be sunny and 60. So we're
Probably
good.
like 6 inches of rain.
Yeah.
Actually, it had a name. It doesn't have a name. It's like Winter Storm Henry. Like I feel like we're about to get hit by like a hurricane, but winter storm version.
I did not know it had a name.
I saw that on like a legit weather channel, not some internet troll.
Good to know.
But it's just gonna be a bunch of rain, probably is what it'll end up being.
Probably.
But we are going to talk about esports first, actually do our job as an esports podcast. And if that's what you want to hear, and then you can turn us off when we start ranting about other things that are going on in the Vainglory Twitter sphere, that's fine. That's okay. We're okay with that. First, Viz League is continuing again, week number 2, quarterfinals. This is Wednesday because we wanted to talk about Tuesday. So instead of us recording Thursday's episode really, really early, we decided to wait till Wednesday. Last night, according to us, 2 days ago for you guys, sorry, we couldn't wait long enough to watch Wednesday nights happening. So we will predict the future for Wednesday night games. But for last night, it was Tribe versus Rare, and Tribe Excelsior did play. So he did a pretty good job, and Tribe does win 2-0. Second series, though, that was a doozy. You are all
Yeah.
Team Mars, aren't you? From Mars.
Yes, from Mars.
Do you like their name just because their name's from Mars, or the Hello Kitty fan, or?
Yeah, I like their name.
Yeah. I'm a Team Misfits fan just because I casted one of their games, and I think that's cool. So I feel like I have to cheer for them. But it was actually a great series, really close. From Mars, obviously Team Hazard. So this is a VGA team. People need to realize that. At least they were at one point. Who knows what will happen until Vainglory esports start once again. But from Mars, they do take away both games from Misfits. They were really close games. I think the final game ended like 13 kills, 13 to 14 or something. It was a really, really close matchup, which if you haven't watched them, go rewatch them. Twitch.tv/VS League. So all the VODs, VIS, yeah, sorry. They are all posted there, so you can go watch Allie Peterson, Jazzville, and all of them perform on Twitch. So what happened Wednesday night? It was crazy. You want to do another round of insane predictions? Let me tell you the teams real quick.
No, it's Nova, Jimmy Fan Club, Vision Gaming, Team Ferox.
Ferox.
I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I have no
TFX,
idea.
that's what we're going to call them.
TFX? Okay, all right.
I mean, that's what
anyway.
the logo says, so I guess that's what I'm going to go with. We got two VGA
Nova going
teams.
up against Jimmy Fan Club. Yep. And then Vision Gaming versus Team TFX.
Second series, I'm a little more confident on than the first series.
Why is that?
I mean, Jimmy Fan Club's got, decent people actually. I don't really know who's in Ferox, so I could get roasted for this because I can't remember on the top of my head.
I was going to say, damn,
Actually, just kidding. TFX has got a Sens in it, so they are a good team. I want to make sure I have all my facts straight here. I can't forget God of Sins.
I was gonna say, damn, is that a shot at Ferox or
No,
what?
but Vision still may have the advantage over them. But quick shout out to God of Sins, of course. Great caster. Can't wait to cast with him this year at the NACL as well. But Jimmy Fan Club did play Equifax, even though it wasn't Equifax's real roster. It was like their support staff, basically. And they beat them, but I feel like Jimmy Fan Club's got like a couple pretty decent people on there. So I feel like traditionally with Nova, depending on how seriously they take it, Jimmy Fan Club I feel like could win. I feel like Vision, on the other hand, would take it a little more seriously.
Interesting. So you're going with Vision over Team Ferox, and then you're going to go with what, Jimmy Fan Club over Nova?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the upset. You know what? Might as well. There's really nothing on the line here for us, so I'm gonna pick the upset. Jimmy Fan Club, Grasscoon, I'm on your side, fam. You're gonna pull the upset if it's a real upset. I think it would be, yeah.
Grasscoon, the troll of Twitter.
He's a respectable troll, though. He's one of the trolls that I actually enjoy.
Yeah, true.
Sometimes he's like a little far on some of his issues, but for most of the time, he likes to look at both sides pretty healthy. I feel like.
Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna go with Nova over Jimmy Fan Club, and then
wait. We're supposed to predict the future. We're supposed to already say who won.
Oh yeah. So Nova 2-0 Jimmy Fan Club.
Oh, okay.
And Vision Gaming also 2-0 Team TFR, or not TFR.
That's us. Tie for rolling was in there. Oh man,
Team TFX. Whatever.
All right, so yeah, day 2 quarterfinals was wild, and we will get back to semifinals, which is going to be consisted of from Mars, Tribe, Vision, and Nova. So wow, all VG8 teams. What do you know?
What'd you think about that call for Jimmy Fan Club to go for the Kraken?
I mean, it was a little risky, especially with Truth, being right there and full health, and it's Truth. He's a god like that.
Yeah, that CP Grumpjaw was just that was pretty insane.
I was really surprised with the weapon power Lyra pick, though. I wasn't really expecting that. It is close. It's pretty close to meta right now.
Yeah, it's pretty close. So
the tension bow is what's not meta, though. I mean, weapon power Lyra fine, but like the tension bow on her, I don't know.
Yeah, that's understandable. They gotta try new stuff, man. You just gotta try new things.
All right, let's switch over to our friends at the North American Champ League. That starts the 15th. We're getting closer. I haven't said much about Halcyon Elite just because I haven't seen that much about them yet, and I think they're starting before the NA Champ League, but, bias. I like the NA Champ League a little more than all the other leagues. So divisions are released, not really necessarily bracket-wise, but we really just want to showcase each division, talk about each team real quick, because we know every player, we know a lot about them. We're going to dive real deep.
I hope you're speaking for yourself, because I do not know every player on any of these teams.
We need a sarcasm button to hit every time there's sarcasm.
It's like an easy button.
Yeah.
For sarcasm.
It's like Donald Trump's nuke button. It's bigger than everyone else's. That was funny when he did the whole nuke thing happen, and everyone's like, yeah, I'm sure it's just really an easy button, and he just keeps hitting it over and over.
It didn't work.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Anyway.
All right, so we have 4 divisions: Warrior Division, Defender Division, Guardian Division, Conqueror Division. So dramatic. We have 5 teams in each. Let me rephrase that. 40 teams total, people. 40.
Hold on, but we have an East and West in every division.
That
as well.
Is true as well.
You didn't explain that.
Yes. Sorry. So 5 teams in each division. Need to be more specific. Come on. We are an accurate podcast. No fake news on this podcast. Facts only, people.
Did you say fig news?
Fake.
FIG?
I said fake.
I thought you were about to say no Fig Newtons on this podcast. I was about to be upset, but
no, we are definitely a pro Fig Newton podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, a few familiar teams that we see in the North American Champions League. Warrior Division. Let's start with the East. We'll go with team. I'm gonna go TFX again. Ferox, whoever they are. I am butchering their name, and I'm probably looking dumb, but that's okay. They're number 1 team, Lux Gaming Clan, number 2, Infinity Rebirth, number 3, Kylan Yellow, we believe, and Devious Affinity. West, we have Booba Squaw. It's a great silent name. Red Raging Dragons. What's this one?
Uh-oh. Here we go. Yeah.
I forget
Here we
already. Fuerza. Latina team DURF. DURF. Emphasis on the URF. That is capitalized. So, in Avidity Co. CO company, maybe. That could be the standing. But that's Warrior Division.
Do you want me to do Defender, or are you going to do Guardian first?
No. Go to Defender. We'll do Defender next.
Okay. So, Defender Division. From the east side, we have
representing
from Mars. Yeah. Your starting lineups from the east.
Fighting in the blue corner. Okay, we're done.
All right, shut up so I can do this. From Mars, Infinity Black.
Nope.
Actually, it's Infinity 1-3 Lack.
No, you're still wrong.
So, what is it?
Infinite.
Oh, shit, you're right. I was so trying to emphasize the black and the 1-3 that I kept saying Infinity.
Infinity
but it's
Rebirth.
definitely Infinite.
It's a little different.
Yeah, I know. Infinite Black. Vaguely Insane. Okay.
That's me.
Eskit. I believe is how you... Eskit. ESSSSKIT.
Let's get it.
So, good luck. Pancake Sunrise is the last team. That is team number 5 to round out the East Division in the Defender Division. Shout out to Shell. West side, we got Ludicity.
Mm-hmm.
Eris Animus.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm saying that right. We are...
Kramer.
Great. I have no idea.
Skip it.
Sorry, guys. Yeah. We have Skip. Team Argonauts, and then Team Everest.
I like that name.
So there's the 5.
All right, Defender Division's kind of interesting. 2 names I recognize with people I recognize.
Yeah.
From Mars, of course, obviously Hazard. Guardian Division, another team we know. Misfits, Cynical Gaming, Ganked by Parents. There are people on there we know. Those are some Gangstars crew. We have the analyst from Gangstars. I think Bevo's on there. Shout out to Texas Longhorns. Big fan of them. Bevo's our mascot, so I appreciate that. Anyways, Nova Gods. That I'm not quite sure if that has anything to do with the real Nova. The Inmates. Better watch out for the Inmates. I heard they do not take no nonsense. Team Taz.
Oh my God. In the podcast.
No hero pool. Good luck, guys. I'm not quite sure why you're playing if you don't have a hero pool. Celsius Lions. Shout out to them. I've casted their game as well. And... oh, here we go. Another one I'll butcher. Hadeen, right?
Yes, Hadeen.
Hadeen Era and Team Out Fox GG. So, Misfits, Celsius, Ganked. That's actually I like Guardian Division. That'll be a fun one to watch. Cynical, that'll be a fun one to watch.
Yeah. Hey, is that going to be a fun one to watch?
That's going to be a fun one to watch.
All right, for the Conqueror Division.
Wait. Pause.
What?
I'm looking at the team captains, and I need to make sure I totally check everything. Okay, you know the Booba Squaw?
Yeah.
That's Kaz. That's Vision. That's Kaz.
That's Vision Gaming?
Yeah. So
okay.
We got to watch out for that. Warrior Division actually has a pretty good team in there with Infinity Rebirth.
Nice.
Okay, go back.
Nice.
Conquer.
Okay. Hailing from the east, Jimmy Fan Club. Number 2, Knights of Phoenix. Number 3. What is so funny?
I'm laughing at what go on.
I live, you die.
I said that in a Von C voice. No fear, just fight.
Stormguard Saga. Number 5, the last team, Attrition. Yep. Okay. Moving on. Attrition. If I mispronounce that, blame Endless. Send that to Endless, please.
DMs
Okay.
are open.
DMs are open. Slide on in. Head first. Teams from the West. The Bean Regime. I have a new favorite. I
Yeah,
have a
that's-
new favorite team. We have Kylan Green. I believe probably Kylan Yellow and Kylan Green are in cahoots.
They're sister
but
teams.
That's just me. Powerpuff Grills, Phantom Memory, and One Punch are the teams rounding out the West Division from the Conqueror Division.
So who's Phantom Memory? I feel like we may have a little Phantom Memory.
Polly.
Yeah, Polyrath, Time for Rolling, another big shout out. I think they're gonna take it all, to be honest. I have a good faith in them.
All right, bold strat, but I can get behind that. I'm always cheering for a guildy. I had to think of the name there.
Guilty. All right, favorite division right now. Do you have one with the teams you possibly recognize?
Or can it only be from my Defender and Conquer division since I read those ones?
You can pick whatever one you want.
All right, cool. Probably Warrior division.
Okay. Just because you figured out that that's Vision Gaming.
yeah, pretty much. I was gonna go with Defender division though. I like some teams on there though too.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Pancake
say
Sunrise.
Yeah. I'm gonna say
Go ahead.
Guardian, just because I feel like Guardian is like ganked by parents. That's like some of the staff and Gankstars. That'll be a fun team to watch. And Celsior, of course. Team Outfox GG, another newer team that I've been seeing on Twitter more and more.
Team No Hero
Misfits,
Pool.
of
I mean, I
course.
want to see
Who's
how
their hero pool. Did they
Yeah.
insta lock Saul 24/7?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay, guys, so this starts the 15th. It's going to be happening throughout the weekdays, on the weekends, 24/7. No, I'm just kidding. It's not going to be 24/7. But there's going to be games happening all the time. 40 teams. That's a lot of games we have to get through. And it's going to be a fun time. Series records, overall record. They'll play in divisions, out of divisions, all types of games everywhere. Let's see. North American Champs League, of course, sponsored by Vane Social. Vane Social is, like other API sites, continuously working on new things, trying out new formats on their site, and always working for new and better. I don't know what I'm trying to say, what the proper words are, but shout out to Vane Social. They do a lot with the NACL, defining champions. So I'm excited for this season. It'll be fun. I can't wait to cast some games, get into some interesting matches. Definitely some of these teams that are, really their first time competing, their first time getting a roster together. It's kind of interesting to see. Not gonna lie, it's kind of interesting to see some complete downfalls and some like 15-0 games under 15 minutes. Sometimes there's some absolute smackdowns in this league, and it can get pretty interesting.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see some of those teams play.
Yeah, so North American Champs League, once again, last time starts 15th. We'll be covering that more and more, as well as if Halcyon Elite does start up, which I believe they will. So we're looking forward to 3v3 Esports as I take a deep breath and think about how far away 5v5 is, and
Yeah, let's chat about that for a second.
Well, we saw some tweets that. Well, actually, it was a really good conversation. Starting All Over was involved, and Starting was making good points. It was nice to see some of the points he was making, and started a good conversation, I feel like, with some people. But Dowsey was talking about creating 5v5 teams before it releases. He thought it was a bad idea. Macro's important, team communication's important, new roles for people to try out. There's 3 more, lanes, new meta, that kind of stuff. And starting's like not for the pros. He says every VG8 team, they're looking for players. And Dowsey was like, I know, but locking them in now is super premature. And Lone Delphi's like, but no one knows when competitive VG8 will actually start. And then Dowsey's like, with 5v5 being the new competitive game mode and it's officially releasing sometime in February, mid-February, maybe even later, Dowsey's like, probably not soon, which soon is a relative term. I mean, soon in like 3 days or soon in like 3 months. That could be take it how you want
Depends
it.
on how you look at it.
And then starting, this is true. He says most contracts end in March, so I mean, looking for players right now isn't probably the easiest thing for them to be doing. So if that's true, it's probably why we're not hearing too much. There's a lot more other conversations happening. I don't know if we want to have that conversation as well, but you look at what's their name? Spaghetti, whatever team he's on over there. Renegades. They've had
Renegades.
they've had their 5v5 roster kind of locked in for a while there. So, you know, are teams looking for players right now? Yes, I'm sure they're trying out players and trying to figure out their 5-man roster they want to get, and who knows what kind of moves are going to be made. But I'm not necessarily agreeing with Dowsey that it's not a good idea to lock them in. I know Dragonborn was in the conversation. He was kind of mentioning that there's going to be 3 lanes, so maybe trying to lock up like some of the best laners right now would be really smart, just because if you get some of the best laners, those are going to be 3
Right.
lanes. Like, that's going to be important to do. So there was a lot of conversation going on in that little Twitter back and forth, especially with a lot of people making good points on both sides. It's going to be more important to have people that can just communicate well, or it's going to be more important that are just mechanically gifted. So there was a lot back and forth on that.
Yeah, I mean, like, it, kind of going off what Dragonborn said, yeah, there is a lot to focus on, but I mean, it does make sense with having 3 lanes. I mean, obviously you don't want to, skimp out on your captain and not get a good captain, but 3 lanes, I mean, if you get 3 of the best laners, it's going to be hard to lose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you put, maybe, I guess, team chemistry has to be involved too, but like, to make sense, it would be like Best Chuck, like, let's say Old School and D'Anzio, all 3 of those.
Yeah.
I think that team's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to look at the semi-pro, quote-unquote, players that are getting picked up and more serious. Because I think, and I would like to say, some of the more professional players, they've been on professional teams, so they understand how to adapt and, look at, like, different... They can interact. They're okay with... I'm trying to relate to the NBA almost. This is not true, but let's take a 5-team NBA. We get some of these superstars that join up together. Some of these players' roles may adjust. Like, if, let's say, Truth for some reason and starting all over on the same team, they both have been that huge playmaker that has to carry, has to make all the right plays. One of them may change. They may have to change their role.
Yeah.
And being so young, would they be willing to maybe change that role? So I think that's kind of what, I'm not putting words in Dragonborn's mouth, so don't quote him on this, but he's trying to say, picking up the best laners is important, but also having that team, communication and everyone meshing together is going to be just as important.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
It'll be interesting. I don't think it's going to be that in depth, to be honest. I think a lot of people are going to be in the same boat, as this is a new game. We got to figure it out, and we've already talked about how season 1 of 5v5 could be just a disaster, and we have one team that gets it right and everyone else just sucks. So, I mean, we'll have to see if that truly happens or not.
So what happens if we don't see a competitive Vainglory as far as the VG8 or the 5v5 until fall season? Because they said that they said competitive would happen in 2018, but they never said competitive 5v5 is happening for in the spring season right away. What if they were just saying competitive 5v5 will happen in 2018?
Yikes.
You know what I'm saying? What if we have just endless
no spring
months?
Season.
Yeah. Maybe even summer. Who knows? Just
God,
give the teams how long.
Takes all the way till summer for them to get everything right. I mean, that'd probably be a good idea, but I think the podcast is rip at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
that would be a long time to have no Vainglory. I mean, I guess it'd still be smart to have make sure everything's rolling production-wise. We've already talked about that, understanding when things need to be, if they have enough time on one weekend to figure everything out or not.
I don't know if it's all just as far as Vainglory's, and it's all the other teams too, and giving them time to figure stuff out and who's playing well with who, and you know what I'm saying? It's not all just on Super Evil Megacorp.
Yeah, that's true. They have to make sure all the teams are ready and healthy and have everyone set up. You can't be all right, guys, we're start spring season in 2 weeks, and everyone's we don't even have our team ready.
Right.
All I know is I still think every once in a while about what Brutal Turtle said about cross-region. People are starting to pick up other players from different regions. If there's more money involved in teams and they can sport that type of movement in regions, and that kind of just freaks me the hell out. Even EU players that have like kind of excelled in EU over other EU teams that come to NA, I think those EU players wouldn't mesh really well and be able to adapt super fast.
Or even like SCA and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty crazy thing for us, I guess, to try to wrap our minds around. Other people or other MOBAs like League of Legends stuff have already seen that, but like for Vainglory, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, that'd be insane. So on Tuesday's episode, we left. I kind of mentioned about how they released the look ahead. They talked about the UI, the interface of the app, all this kind of new artwork type stuff. It was the very first time we've seen it. At first, I had saw a lot of positive, and then of course 2 days later, we start seeing more and more like, not I'm gonna say negativity, but a lot more people talking about how, oh, this is bad, it's trash, and I don't like it, and it's too bright, it's too cartoonish, it looks too much like AOV and ML, Mobile Legends, and I don't know. Unfortunately, there was. I think the bigger names, most of the big names, I all saw were pretty positive about it and thought this was the right step. They don't think the version that was released is going to be the final, which I don't think it is either. And there's still a lot of stuff people are going to work on. But I think it's. I don't. I'm not an artist or any type of game graphic designer, so I don't have any knowledge. But just as a casual player fan, I don't think it looks terrible.
Right. Yeah. Neither do I. I mean, here's the thing. Like we've said, that this comes down to all the conversations we've had with like Super Evil Megacorp and just the game Vainglory itself. But they're not gonna be able to please everyone. So, like you had mentioned the whole joystick thing, right? About
that
the
was
joystick
our
being
next
added.
Conversation, yes.
Oh, sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
We can jump ahead. We can get right into it. It goes along with this.
Okay. I mean, it's just like, okay, they're adding the option to have a joystick in it because, like you mentioned,
possibly. I'm not sure
possibly
what the official ruling is on that.
But Arena of Valor already has it. Mobile Legends has it, and that's, in my opinion, that's smart. As long as they're not forcing you to use a joystick, like you said, if this happens, as long as they're not forcing you to do it, then I'm completely okay with it because that'll just help. If people prefer to use the joystick over touching, that's the reason they don't like Vainglory. That brings more competitive players, or even just regular players, casual players, for Vainglory. It's smart on their part. It's smart.
Yeah. So I get my knowledge off of Twitter, to be honest, for the most part. I like listening to intelligent people in our market in the Vainglory world. Sweet J being one of them. Talking about the UI, there's a lot of feedback in Vainglory's original tweet. Someone on the Vainglory account had to go through. They commented to almost everyone, letting them know, thanks for the feedback. What do you want to see better? What do you want to change? Sweet J says he doesn't agree with people saying the old UI was better. He does like what other ideas people are having, but he does make a good point that I never thought about. He says most of the world, because Sweet J has been around the world and in those markets, they play on phones, not tablets. We do have two different mobile markets. We have phones and tablets, and most people do everything on their phones, and it does change the UI layout on a phone compared to a tablet. They are going to be different, how big, small, that kind of stuff. And that's also his joystick point, is most people played the joystick MOBAs, AOV, Mobile Legends, on their phone because some people have too fat of hands or something, and they can't, tap quick enough, or they make too many mistakes, so that's why the joystick button is easier for them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's, like we've talked about before, we just want to see the growth of Vainglory. Like, we don't really care what they do unless it's like...
To a degree.
Right. Yeah, I guess to a degree. Like we said, we don't want to force us to do joysticks. But Sweet J said when he's in other markets, he's talked to people that have played Vainglory, and they just don't like the touch. Doesn't feel as comfortable for them. Maybe just because they didn't give enough time. But if you have the chance to play Vainglory with joystick, would you do it? Yes. Why? Because there's better graphics, more in depth, this kind of stuff. But if you are forced to do touch and maybe it just is too hard for you to adjust, and you don't want to take the time and skill, we've talked about how Vainglory is based around skill. There's a skill cap. You have to take the time to learn and how to hit your, all your actives and hit your skills, that kind of stuff. And do I think it would feel right to try to play Vainglory in a joystick, I don't know if I would ever be able to get through one match trying to hit a Scarf, Spitfire, anything like that. It would probably be really hard.
Right, right.
But again, if we can make our UI, everyone's talking about how Vainglory's always been so unique. Oh, we're so unique. Like our UI's different. We have touch. Everything's different. It's what sets us apart from everyone else. Yeah, I agree. But if no one else is coming to our game because we don't fit what the general population likes, then I feel like as a market and as a business, it's time to match what other games are doing well to get more people into the game.
Yeah, and I mean they still have the best graphics, and I mean I guess you could say arguably, but in my opinion, I'm a little biased.
Oh, I would say
They have
yes.
all these other, yeah, they have all these other things. So why not try to dip in a little bit to a degree into what those other games are doing to try to get some of those people to come over too? Yeah,
Right.
like you just said, it's completely business aspect. It's smart for them to do that.
And it's like I've seen people tweet, I think it was Evol and Pauly, just like, I don't care what they do with the UI or how it looks. I'm still going to play the dang game for 5 hours straight. Like, it's not like they're taking all of our artwork, in-game art, in-game graphics and models and changing them all cartoon style like all the other games. I mean, they're still sticking to, like, their in-depth, very detailed, like, great-looking game that's still going to be there. Maybe the UIs can be a little more bright and flashy, kind of like and I've seen the comparisons between League of Legends and Dota, and this kind of does scare me, and maybe this is real, but League of Legends is more of that cartoon, bright colors, that kind of stuff, and then Dota is a darker game, like it's got more of that dark color scheme, and supposedly, and I think the numbers match, people tend to fall towards League compared to Dota. So I don't know if Vainglory is going to be the Dota of the mobile world, while AOV is going to be the League, and I don't see that possible just because I don't really see a competitive scene. There's going to be a competitive scene in AOV, there already is, but I just can't imagine watching a competitive game of AOV being more thrilling than watching a game of Vainglory at the highest competitive level possible. I don't know. We'll have to see. I just care about, as long as Vainglory is doing as much as they can to grow as a game as a whole. That's all that matters.
I felt that deep down.
You felt that deep down? Hit you on a personal level?
Just as long as they keep growing. It's like watching a child grow as long as we've been around, watching playing Vainglory.
I don't really care what most people... I don't know. It's just frustrating when everyone is like always attacking SMC. Reddit can be a very, very dangerous place. But there's a lot of good things that happen on Reddit when it comes to ideas and people posting their own version of things that I really enjoy looking through. And I really think SMC, like, they're a very, very big community-based game, so they probably see those ideas and definitely think about maybe implementing some of that stuff. But it's all just talk. We have to wait and see what happens with 5v5. I also saw a lot of thread on Reddit about, will we see more like bigger YouTubers and some of these other, like, I would say advertising people, like advertisement place for Vainglory to get into? Uh, this person was mentioning big YouTubers that I don't know just because I'm not into YouTube that much. But like they play these types of games, and as soon as Arena of Valor was kind of in the North American region, boom, they started playing AOV. Probably because they were paid to, and you just don't see that with Vainglory. Mostly because Vainglory has been putting their resources other places. We don't need to get into, Vainglory needs to advertise more, because they do advertise. I think they're starting to do a lot better. They continue to grow. They will continue to do that. But maybe once 5v5 comes out, I really hope everyone's just like, holy shit, we got a great game right here. This is like League of Legends on my phone. This is awesome, blah, blah, blah. Let's play it. And we get more and more exposure, more and more growth. It's January 10th. Currently, right now, on Vainglory's Twitter, they have 209,000 followers. Let me double check. I'm going to say this out loud. We're going to mark it down. 209,000. I would like to see the growth over the year, how big it does grow. Not only just for the podcast, obviously we'll track those numbers as well, but for Twitter as a whole, if like 5v5 is legit, we could probably see a big boom in numbers altogether.
Right, which is, that'd be a good thing to see, a good goal.
Yeah, and even if it's not competitive fans, I mean, there's always going to be the casual competitive, and we're not going to see the total number of true community watching and tuning into esports, which is fine. I mean, we are a pretty specific podcast. We focus on esports relevant things for the most part when we can.
I would say when esports is around, kind of the dead time right now, but
yeah. So, I mean, we enjoy our esports fans. They're the true fans of Vainglory. We like to think the ones that get into everything possible. So, I mean, I really think if we can get into other esports talk and wrap the podcast up. But, you look at the Overwatch League and how that is just kind of running the world right now. Twitch paid like $90 million to be the sole broadcaster of the Overwatch League. They're playing throughout the week. They have brackets, and, that's just insane esports on like a whole nother level.
that's
With esports, or not esports, real physical sports, if people like to call them, backing these teams. And so that's just going to be great to see if that succeeds. If it succeeds, and we're going to see other games probably follow that similar. We already do kind of see it with LCS, NACS, whatever they call it, in North American League, whatever. For League of Legends is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
They have a lot of professional teams backing that as well. NBA League, we got a lot of professional teams backing that. Pacers, Indiana Pacers, obviously we're from Indiana, so they have their own NBA League team. That's esports basketball right there, backed by a real organization. So is Vainglory is Vainglory there yet? No. But down the line, can we get there if esports and the mobile industry continues to get there? It's like everyone's argument. How long have me and you had a phone? Since we were like, I guess smartphone. We'd have to switch to smartphone, not just a normal phone. But, we're at this point in our lives, we just now finally got computers that we could probably play those heavy esports desktop games. But we've had a phone for how long? We could have been playing mobile for how long? And you look at the bigger Asian markets, China, SEA, all that kind of stuff, they all have phones. Like, I think consoles, Xbox, and all that kind of stuff was banned in China for a very long time. I mean, I'm trying to just think of readings I've done in my past. Again, facts only. But I mean, if everyone has a phone, then hey, that's what people are going to play on. So,
right.
Anyways, I think it's hard for me just to be so biased that Vainglory is going to be the best one out there. But there's other games and other room in the market for more games, so that's okay. I think I saw a post. I'm still ranting. Hang on. I saw a post saying I saw a post, someone saying, like, as a gamer and you're so invested in a game, you're always going to have the mentality that no one's better than this. And, people are like, hey, we need to be more like AOV. And then as soon as Vainglory does something that's like AOV, everyone's like, hey, we need to be more original and stick to our roots. So, like, again, can't ever make everyone happy.
Right. You've never been happy.
Any points you want to make that I just talked about forever? See the notification?
No,
you didn't hear it, but it happened again, and I still can't figure out where that notification's coming from.
I think you covered like everything. So
again, if you are still listening, then that means you care about us ranting. If not, it means you cared about just the esports portion, and that's okay because our name is Time for Rolling Esports.
Right. Appreciate that.
But kind of most of the conversation was still based around some type of esports market.
Some kind.
Do you want to do a little betting over and under when we get our first announcement about a team?
Let's do it.
Okay, it's January 10th. Do you think by the end of January we'll have any announcement for a team in North America?
No.
Okay. Do you think by the official 3.0 release we will have any announcement, which is going to be mid-February, of a 5v5 team? And by then, I'm assuming every professional player, I hope to God, has a 2.12 golden ticket.
I would say that has a better chance, yes.
Yeah, I think beginning of February, we will start seeing more announcements. But if that March thing's true and starting's like, yeah, I think everyone's pretty locked up until the end of February, beginning of March, they're free. I think March would be like...
RIP.
Yeah, I mean, they can't start 5v5 in March. They have to start 5v5 halfway through March, and we won't really get much until going into April. Who knows?
Right.
So,
sad day.
Until then, we'll keep ranting. We'll keep talking about the 3v3 going on right now. And, we may bring on guests when it gets closer and closer and more 5v5 stuff's out. more of the esports guests that would like to talk about what they're looking forward to for 5v5 competitive and what they expect. That'll be a nice conversations to have with some more professionals in the Vainglory world. So hopefully we'll be able to get some of that locked down as well. For now, we're just going to keep ranting. If you enjoy it, stick around. If not, then you're not a Vainglorious listener.
And if you want to chime in, you know where to chime in at. DM us or, call us out on Twitter. We're open.
Yep, facts only, though. So if you call me out for being wrong, I'll just tell you facts only. I think it's funny when I don't really care when people call me out like, hey, you're wrong on this point. I do appreciate it. I'm not like someone who hates being told I was wrong. But really, I do my research as much as I can, but I just hit record sometimes and talk. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to put anyone on the spot for saying crazy things.
Right.
But if someone deserves a shout out and I called out the wrong person, then yell at me, be like, yo, you were wrong. This is actually it. I'll be like, hey, you know what? Last episode I was wrong. Here's the real thing.
Let them know.
All right, so we got 2 more days of Viz Professional Series 3v3 winter of semifinals. Then it goes into the finals. That'll be interesting. Probably really good matches. 15 starts
Finals.
NACL. What?
Finals is on a Saturday, right? For Viz?
Sure.
Saturday.
If you remember the schedule.
Yes.
And
yes,
then NACL will start up. There'll be a lot of matches all the time. And then Halcyon Elite, again, I follow them on Twitter. Unless I've missed it, I just haven't seen too much about their announcements of the tourney. So if that happens, it happens. We'll cover it. I think it'll be some of the similar teams we've seen originally in the original before they stopped Halcyon Elite. TSM, Cloud9, like they were all in that. And we talked about, we haven't seen TSM and Cloud9 in any matches yet. The big orgs have definitely been taking a break. Unfortunately, there's really no leagues in EU. I kind of feel bad for them. I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't know. I feel like Viz Pro is happening here. Why isn't Vainglory League, the EU version, happening right now? But whatever.
That's why EU is inferior to NA.
I guess so. EU greater than NA. Oh, wait. No. NA greater than EU.
No.
All right, so that's pretty much it. Anything else from you?
Nah, I've said my piece. You've spoken your piece.
As always, I've spoken too much. No comment from Crude. All right, that's how he feels.
I didn't know you were done.
Always done. All right. Well, one more shout out to sponsors: Mobile Esports, of course, NACL. Our friends from their tournament starting soon. Excited. That's been a long time chat about Season 5. Excited to get it running. So until next time, hopefully we'll be able to talk Viz League and any other drama that's been happening on Twitter. All right. Cheers, man.
Cheers, man. See you later.
Thanks for tuning in to Time for Rolling. If you liked what you heard, please leave a review on iTunes or Google Play Music and subscribe for weekly episodes. Follow us on Twitter at Time for Rolling and at TFR_esports. Until next week for another edition of
Time for Rolling